Hello again and welcome to the Global Premier Football Show. Here, it has been an exciting World Cup so far. We're going to talk about the groups that are remaining from our previous episode. Now, all the teams have played their first game, and we're going to analyze them, not really in depth, but just go over them, select a couple of interesting results. I don't even have the words to express the results that we have experienced and we've had in this World Cup. Some countries living up to the expectation, some others not. We'll talk about them. Welcome to the show, Shaquille. It is an unbelievable World Cup so far. I think for me, the festival has just started this first week of the World Cup. What do you think?
Oh, amazing, amazing game so far. Two upsets, almost a third upset, but didn't happen. Yeah, it has started. The first four games were not as energizing, but now we
Yes.
have we get these. We now getting the thrill of the World Cup, and everything is exciting.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's as if like the World Cup actually started after the first four games, the Group A and the Group B games. Anyway, we're going to run down through some of the results. Seems that all the teams have played their first games, and next tomorrow they go again into the second round of the group games. So we'll see here. We'll start from Group C. From Group C, who do we have in Group C, Shaquille? Can you run through that for us?
Group C, we have Argentina, Saudi Arabia, Mexico, and Poland. So the first game we can talk about is Argentina and Saudi Arabia. So that was shocking. Well, I don't know if the viewers know, but yeah, I grew up in Saudi Arabia. I have watched them growing up and have lots of feelings for them. They have qualified before for the World Cup, but their performance have been, if you remember in the first episode in the preview, I said I hope they don't get bullied. That was my expectation. And my expectation was, okay, they're gonna lose for like with 2-0 or 1-0 or something like that. But I was shocked when I was watching. Is it the same Saudi Arabia that I used to watch? Yeah, it was a shocking experience. It was a shocker.
It was more than a shocker for the whole world of football. Even those who may not know about football, but remember that they might, oh, Messi's from Argentina. Okay, they're going to win. No way. He didn't do anything in that game. They were all over him. And for me, that game has been the best game of the World Cup so far because of the upset, because of the way that Saudi Arabia played that game. And I think they have inspired a lot of the underdogs to not be afraid of the big boys and step up their game and match them toe to toe, run more than they do run, and you stand a chance to get a result. That was what Saudi Arabia did. It's not just because of a tactical masterclass, that they were outplayed and everything, but I think they had a stronger desire, willpower, discipline. Hard work was all on display when Saudi Arabia created the highest upset in a FIFA World Cup, beating Argentina by 2-1.
Yeah, I don't know what the reason is, but like we talk about this, like when you can be very skillful, but if you don't have the mindset, like they came in with the attitude of they're gonna not get any like comments, or their attitude was like, hey, don't touch me. I remember I messaged you, like that's what I've never seen them like that. They're always soft, but that day they were a different team.
They were a different team. Then we had Mexico playing Poland. It was a 0-0 draw. It was a tie. There was not much activity going on there. Mexico had more of the ball. Lewandowski was marked, got a penalty, missed it again. Congratulations to Memo Ochoa from Mexico. I almost said from Chelsea. Goodness me.
It was actually a very similar game to Manchester versus Chelsea. It was a slow game. Nothing was happening.
Nothing was really happening. But again, they got their chance. They not take it. And when you don't take that chance, I don't know what the result will be for those two teams, going forward, but I think it will be. That group has, with Saudi Arabia winning, it has turned the group on its head.
Yeah.
But we will see what happens.
I think
in Group D, we had Denmark playing Tunisia. Yes, sorry.
Well, I was going to say the draw is actually made this group more interesting.
Yes.
Because if Mexico or Poland won their game, then it was going to be really hard for Argentina.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, now Argentina still has better chance.
Yeah, I think it's still an open group. Just that Saudi Arabia has an edge over the rest of them, mentally and otherwise. So we're going to see how it plays out on Saturday. In Group D, Tunisia played Denmark 0-0. Another, African team, Arab team, stepping up their game and trying to match the Danish team. And I think that we are very, very tough on Denmark as well, and they got a point out of it. Because I think the best thing for any team to do is to get at least a point in your first game. That helps you to, push forward for the next one. Because if you lose your first game, I think mentally it affects the team's rhythm as well, except you come back stronger. I mean, not just strong, but stronger to win your second game and hope to win your last game of the group, to qualify. France beat Australia 4-1. I'm just going to run through the rest of the results here. In Group F, Morocco and Croatia, another, tough game for Morocco, but they came out 0-0 against Croatia. And then Belgium and Canada, who are also in the same group, Belgium beat Canada. We're going to come back to this game of Canada because you've been talking a lot against Canada. So I will hold on that. Germany, oh my goodness, Germany lost to Japan. That was another big upset. The Asian Confederation is doing great in this World Cup. It's unbelievable.
It is, unbelievable. I don't know, the grassroots level or what's going on. They're putting a lot of work on it.
I think they have approached this game with a different mindset. Spain beat Costa Rica, setting a new record at the World Cup, 7-0. Unfortunately for Costa Rica, I don't know what they were thinking. Switzerland beat Cameroon, and Bolo scored against the country of his birth, and that's why he did not celebrate. Uruguay and Korea played 0-0, another 0-0 game in the World Cup here. And Portugal and Ghana, an open game whereby Ghana they were not going to come back in that game. But I think there were a lot of controversies in that game. Portugal beat Ghana by 3-2. Ronaldo setting another record, the only man that has scored in 5 World Cups on the bounce. And then Brazil finished it. As you can see in the backdrop here, that bicycle kick or that overhead kick, whichever one you call it, this is the best goal of the World Cup so far. This guy is on another level, Richarlison.
Oh no, Brazil also gives something like exotic to watch, and also the basic football is good, but exotic football.
That's why everyone likes Brazil. I think so, because they come with flair, they come with passion, they come with desire, they come with hard work. I think this time around it's a better Brazilian team than the ones that we've had before. I mean, in the past 2 World Cups, I think it's a better Brazilian team than the 2018 World Cup, than the 2014 World Cup, the one they hosted. This is a more disciplined Brazilian team in terms of defending and attacking. Everyone is working hard. No one is waiting for anything to happen, and they have hungry players as well. That is why I think this Brazilian team, besides the flair, there's something else about this team.
So far, this the only team which you can say every aspect in the middle and the front and the back. They don't have shortage of players. They're not a lot. Although Neymar did get injured, but still they have so many players.
They have a lot of players to play in the position, of Neymar. Like the last 2 World Cups, they only depended on Neymar. If he's not performing, then they're not winning. Their morale is down. Psychologically, they are affected. But with the current group of players that they have right now, they don't only depend on Neymar to score goals or to create. They have a lot of other players around him.
So many.
Oh my goodness.
Every
Just
time their sub was coming on, I was like, hey, he plays for this club. I know. No shortage.
Because
March.
I mean, they have a fantastic team, and I think everyone's favorite is Brazil. Even the teams and the coaches know that Brazil is the favorite team to win the World Cup. But again, I had a stat today that no team that has come in as number one, rank in the rankings have won the World Cup. So I hope that doesn't happen to Brazil, because they've come in as number one ranked team, and I hope they take this title and make it the 6th title. But anyway, let's move on. What all are the other eye-catching results that we've had? For example, let's talk about Germany and Japan. What happened there? What do you think happened?
I watched the highlights. I couldn't watch the entire game. Germany was doing okay, well, until the 80th minute, and the both of the goals came in the last 10 minutes, right?
Yes.
I have no idea why Germany stopped pushing forward. Japan, I don't know. This was shocking. Like, as the same way as Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia goals were still in the 60th minute, so there was still a chance. But Japan, I have no idea. Germany.
I mean, remember I told you in the preview. I said to you, Germany in their midfield and attack, they are stacked. But in the defense, they are not. They looked volatile in the defense. The only top man in that defense here for Germany is Rudiger. He was the outstanding defender they had. The rest, I don't know what they were doing. And every time that they were caught up in a counterattack, they were really exposed. And then again, they missed a lot of chances in the first half. They should have buried. They should have finished Japan in the first half. But I think that's their thoughts, that those chances will keep coming and coming. Like we say in Mexico, quien perdona pierde, which means if you keep missing those chances, the more chances you miss, the more you are encouraging and motivating the opposition to come after you, to improve their game, to step up in their game. And that's what happened to Germany, because that's what Japan did.
Yeah, what I don't understand is, like, besides Spain, every team has not done like or scored a goal in the first half. Like, I'm talking about big teams.
Yes.
Besides Spain and England, like Germany struggled, Belgium struggled. Well, we don't talk about Belgium, but still, I'm saying that the big teams, their goals came in the second half. So I'm not sure. I think they're still adjusting to the environment, audience, stadiums.
I think they are carried away with some other things, maybe political stuff. I don't know.
True,
that
could be a possibility. Yes.
I mean, then we are told before the game started by the FIFA president, now let's focus on football. And people are still doing other stuff. Anyway, that's what I do not even want to go into, because that I don't care about. I'm here to talk about football and the World Cup itself, not the politics that is on the side, right? So here I don't really know what's happening with Germany, but I remember I said to you, Germany will not go beyond the first round. They are going home. They are going home. They are playing Spain next. Spain would want to qualify for the second round as fast as possible, and playing Germany, except they go to sleep. And I think it's going to be an interesting game between Germany and Spain in this second group game for both of them.
Yeah, unless Germany does something very exceptional. The same performance. No, Spain is not going to let them pass, or yeah, Spain had a really strong hold of the game, how they played. They were in control. I mean, a win does boost your confidence a lot. Yeah, Germany is gonna have a hard time.
I want them to go home. I just told you they're not my pick to qualify. Japan and Spain will qualify. Okay, let's talk about Canada. Canada was beaten 1-0 by Belgium. Now, open your mouth and say those things that you say behind the camera about Canada. You are not giving Canada any credit, but instead saying that Belgium have not been living to expectation. Of course, we believe Belgium did not live to expectation. But do take away the credit from Canada.
I can give Canada credit for 30 minutes because they were pressing really hard. They were trying. They had chances. But other than that, the last 15 minutes when they conceded the goal in the last 5 minutes of this first half, they started to slow down, and I can give credit based on stats and how they performed. Yes, they look like a disciplined team, better than Saudi Arabia, better than Japan, for sure. But if they were really, really good, my only complaint is that they should score. I mean, it happens with a lot of good teams in league games that they create a lot of chances but still cannot get a goal. I know that, but I think media and people are giving them a lot more credit than they should. Penalty missed is also, I mean, penalty has 70% chance of going into the goal, and then they complain. What I guess it's because of people have started saying, oh, it's not fair, it's not fair. Oh man, why it's not fair? Okay, you should score if you get the chance to score. It's fair. It's not about fairness. It's Canada, and a lot of people was talking about like, oh, the penalties and the favoritism against Canada. So I have issues with that. That no,
now let me jump in a little bit here. Yeah, you've ranted. I mean, yes, you're giving Canada credit for I'm going to give Canada credit for 90 minutes of the game. Now, yet there was a lapse of concentration. That was when Belgium scored. Now, that also makes the difference between a team that has experience and has been to multiple World Cups than a team that's just coming back to the World Cup after 36 years of absence. Now, that is where I think that was the only place I would say that Belgium did anything. That's for me. Now, my only concern with Canada is this, and I think I told you this, offline, that they kept putting in crosses when they had center forwards that are all below 6 foot. You cannot be putting in those number of crosses, high crosses, expecting a 5'8", 5'9", against Toby Alderweireld, Vertonghen, and the gigantic
keeper
Thibaut Courtois.
Yeah.
You will catch all the balls. You will not head any ball. And I also think that Kyle Larin should have started the game. The center forward that came in, I think he should have started the game because Hoylett was very slow for me. Hoylett was very slow in transition. When Alphonso Davies moved, when Jonathan David moved, Hoylett was slow. And I think if Kyle Larin was in that match or started that match, I think that Canada would have gotten maybe more targets, more shots on target, or maybe created something because he was the highest scoring center forward during the qualifiers. Now, I don't know why in this first game that he should start, that he was not starting the game. Julian Hoylett was, started the game. So that is my only problem with the tactical approach of the game by Canada and their head coach, how he approached that game. And I mean, if you put crosses on the ground, you could get an own goal. You could get corner kicks, but just putting them up, you're making life easy for the center backs. You're making life easy for the, for the goalkeeper to just come out and catch.
What about how they conceded? Like they were trying to run a high line as Saudi Arabia, exactly the same way. But if you look at the goal that they concede, one of the defenders, I don't remember his name, he didn't check the line. He let the player pass him, and then he tried to stop the ball by like putting his leg up in the air, and Canada has a good forward line, yes, midfield too, but defense was poor.
I just said that. It was just a lapse in defense that made them to concede, because when you press in high, you stop every long ball from coming. If you're not stopping it, you make sure that if they move, they are in offside. That was what happened with Saudi Arabia against Argentina, because they made sure that they were clear in the movement was all synchronized. If the forward line is pushing, the midfield is pushing, the defense is pushing up. So if the opposition moves, they find themselves in an offside position, whether it's by a centimeter or a millimeter. Thanks to VAR, it will be spotted. But that was not what Canada did, and that was how they considered the goal, because the long ball came from Alderweireld, one touch, Michi Batshuayi, finished.
I also think that Belgium could have scored 5 goals. There was one chance when KDB, De Bruyne, instead of passing in the right side, he passed on the left side. The right side player was, and then few more chances in the second half when they couldn't finish. They
were not on top of their game. That's the bottom
I understand, but Belgium has had way more clear chances than Canada.
Belgium coming in as a number 2, the second ranked team.
Are they still number 2?
Before the tournament, they are number 2.
Are you talking about the last World Cup or before the tournament was?
Before this tournament started, they are number 2. They're in the top 5 regardless. But the thing is that if Belgium played very, very poor.
They did, yes. They were panicking.
We lost, panicking against who? Against Canada?
Yes.
No way. A team that got to the semifinals of the last World Cup. You're telling me they are
4 years ago, right?
No, Eden Hazard was poor.
He was poor.
Since he left Chelsea, he has not been the same Eden Hazard. Kevin De Bruyne was poor. Tillemans was poor.
He was trying.
All of them were poor. He was trying. He was trying.
Yeah.
But you don't tell me that Kevin De Bruyne is the only man that carries the Belgian national team. There are world-class players in that team, but they were all poor, complete.
I thought the game was going to change.
They are lucky that Qatar saved them.
Yes, yeah, true. I thought the game was going to change when Trossard came in, because Trossard is in great form. He was better than Hazard, but still, no. There was one chance he kept running. He couldn't stop the ball.
You just see the way they played, and this is a team that has had the same coach for more than 4 years now, and you can't see anything. I didn't see anything. It's again teams that are not willing to evolve past what their glory days. This is a golden generation, and this golden generation has gone without winning anything. It's like the Portuguese golden generation back then, when you had Luis Figo, Manuel Rui Costa, and a lot of them, world-class players. They failed to win anything. That's what's happening to Belgium at this time.
I have a question for you. Do you think Canada is going to keep their form in this 2 games?
I think they will, because if they were beaten by 4 or 5 goals, they may have a change of approach, but they were not. So 1-0, they can still go against Croatia, they can still go against Morocco, and anything can still happen in that group. Anything can still happen. It's still wide open. If there's 2 teams that have had, if If it happened that Morocco beat Croatia, or that Croatia beat Morocco, and then they all have 3 points, two teams that have 3 points, then you can say, okay, now something might not happen. But Belgium, they just narrowly beat Canada. They were not spectacular. There was nothing spectacular about Belgium. So that also can inspire the other two teams to beat Belgium, and that can also inspire Canada to get a point from, or get 3 points. There's nothing stopping them from beating Croatia. Croatia was awful against Morocco. Luka Modric was nowhere to be found. Kovacic, nowhere to be found. Perisic, nowhere to be found. All had 4 games. So again, the underdogs have proven that in a World Cup setup, you play the match of your lives, because this is just once every 4 years, and you don't even know if you're going to play in the next one.
True. It could be because of the timing as well. It's just everyone is hyped up. They were just playing, right? They didn't stop or went on vacation, or they just was in the mindset already.
Yeah, I mean, I think it will definitely plays along. It plays a part in this tournament, this edition of the World Cup. Yeah. Players are coming in fatigued already because they've had an intense half season, playing league games, Champions League games, Champions League games, Champions League. Even some already have played the like in England, they've played the League Cup as well. So it's a lot of football for them, and they are all human beings. I get that too, But again, once the game starts, you tend to forget all of those factors and try to focus on what's ahead of you. But anyway, as we come close to the end of this very episode, just not to forget, click the like button, subscribe, click it now. Click the like button and subscribe, and then you can share with your friends. So, Shaq, before we conclude, tomorrow England plays USA. I want England to lose. What do you think?
Based on their last performance, I don't know. It's gonna be England has a better chance to win the game, but you never know. It's actually rivalry at this point.
Yes, it's not. It's a rivalry.
It's not gonna be easy for England. No.
The colonized and the colonial master.
Yeah. Oh no, it's just egos are invested at this point right now. It's like India versus Pakistan playing cricket. So no matter what, you did do or die.
Yeah. But anyway, what's your thoughts? Who do you think is winning? You think England is winning tomorrow?
I think it's going to be a tie, 2-2.
Okay. What about Wales and Iran?
That could also be a tie. Wales have a better chance to win, but let's see.
Qatar, Senegal.
Of course, Senegal. There's no way about it.
Yeah, Senegal. I think Senegal will win.
Yes.
Netherlands, Ecuador.
That's actually a good game.
It's a good one.
It's a very tough game. Ecuador is gonna try to win the game. How did Netherlands perform in the first game? It was a close game, and they got 2 goals at the end.
Yeah, towards the end. Yeah.
I still think Netherlands gonna win, but it's gonna be very close game.
I think so too. They might win by 1-0 or 2-1.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, that's all we have for you guys this episode. There's a lot of games coming. It's coming thick and fast. 4 games every week. Here I am. It's 4 a.m. in the morning to watch the first game. Shaq, it's 5 a.m. where you are to watch the first game. So it's a lot to take in. But we'll try as much as possible to keep bringing you content from this edition of the FIFA World Cup in Qatar. An unusual timing of the year for the World Cup, but it is what it is. The game goes on and we enjoy it. Congratulations to Richarlison. I think he's the best goal scorer so far in this World Cup because of this particular overhead kick.
Oh yeah,
wonderful, spectacular. We didn't even talk about Portugal. We didn't even talk about Brazil. But we will leave them to their next games, because their next games will be also very interesting. So they played the minors in their group this time around. Serbia is a strong team, but again, Brazil came out on top. That's all for us from here. Thank you very much for watching. Again, like, subscribe, and share. Like. Subscribe. All right. Thank you very much. Wherever you are, which part of the world you're watching the World Cup, write your comments down there and tell us what you think about the results so far and the upcoming games. Thank you very much and have a good day.